80 by now. So it's
maybe
warm.
100.
It's 100 degrees.
76.
I don't think anybody, I think if you told somebody right now that it's 100 degrees, I don't think anybody would question. Oh, yeah, it probably is. Where the heat is on, we're not complaining, only explaining, just reminding everybody how to behave. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we got some updates to that. Let's do our sponsors real
sponsors,
quick.
please.
Temple and Temple, Springs Valley Bank and Trust, Neck Hospital, Louisville Bats, First Harrison Bank. Louisville Bats have got a deal going on for the 4th of July. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that here in a minute. McAllister Land Consulting, Marshall Monuments, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindigan, Fox Pearly Wealth Management, Mama Roses. It's going to be buffet time coming up tomorrow. Get your buffet pants on and head up there. Do people know what buffet pants are?
Oh, I think we do. Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Americans for Prosperity, Salem Crossing, Walmart, and Meadowview Healthcare.
All right, sounds great. And speaking of that, the first sponsor you said was Temple and Temple. Think right now in this heat, those men and women out doing what they do in this heat. I mean, just when you're out there, I had a meeting yesterday, and after the meeting, we were standing outside talking, and it was only like maybe 3 minutes, but it felt like, I mean, just everybody just started just sweating. And we were like, okay, done, get out of here and go. You know what I mean? I think it's so hot, but I'm thinking for Temple and Temple, those men and women that are working out there, doing that road work, doing building or doing whatever, they obviously have to be drinking a lot of water. They have to be, maybe, I don't know if they're sunscreening. I don't know, but this is to all of them. And for anybody out there, doing, just like what you said, also, some other wonderful sponsors that are out and about doing, you think about their jobs, the difficulties, and especially this weather, right?
That's exactly right. But it's good. Like if you're doing the paving, this is a good time to do it, or roofing, because you want to do that stuff when it's good and warm. So
is that right? Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah.
Well, like your shingles will.
Are you saying the word shingles?
Shingles will go down better, and
yeah, but up on a roof or doing anything like that? Can you?
I'm not saying it's ideal for the people doing it.
The heat is on. Heat is on.
And pavements, you don't want. You want that's, of course, that comes out hot anyway. But
yeah. But think of like the steam, I'm thinking like when you steam, and then like the Louisville Bats, let's talk, they're out there playing in this, that's like, I mean, a baseball uniform out there, and the Reds, I mean, everybody, think about it all. It's like, oh my gosh. Hopefully, they say that one of the best things to do is to drink pickle juice. They're really coming out. Pickle juice is, no, I'm serious. This is like which I love pickle juice. We love pickle juice, and then we love pickles. But they say that is such a good thing.
Drinking pickle juice before drinking pickle juice was cool.
I'll never forget at a ball game, we asked for at the concession stand. We asked for some pickle juice, and they gave it to us because nobody else. They said we just throw it out, which we've learned now. Don't do that. And anyway, I remember just being so happy, and we'd all drink from the same jar. This has been years ago. The pickle juice. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good. It's good to keep you hydrated. And
I would think, I mean, I don't know what the salt content is in it.
The vinegar, the salt.
Vinegar and the salt would be not good, but
no, it's supposed to be good for you. So the experts say, okay. But we know a lot of good, just water, just keeping that water going too, keeping hydrated. So we just want everybody to stay safe. Right.
And as Terry Wslm said, that if you're going to go out and work on Friday, you need to start drinking your water on a Tuesday or Wednesday, a couple days before.
Chugging that water. Yeah. I think that's what the military do. So.
Well, they know.
They do know. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about the heat, right? The heat is on that. Right. All right. So let's, what were you going to say? You were going to say something about the bats, were you not? Speaking of, about their big 4th of July. The bats. Now back to the bats.
Hang on, let me find it. This comes from Greg. And we've got the new commercial running. They are having a big July 3rd game where they do their fireworks that evening. And so I'm not sure what, I can't listen to the commercial right now, but
yeah.
let's see.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get him to call in. Maybe I can get him to call in.
Yeah. Let's see what. Let me see if I can find it on their website. July 3rd, 7:05 game. That's a late.
No, you want those late games like that.
Well,
7:05 because it'll be cooler. Yeah,
but also,
that's not that bad.
no, just maybe take a blanket and a pillow.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The game is going to be so action packed that you will not need all that. Okay, it's going to hold your attention.
A ballpark pass for $99 gets you access to book a general admission ticket for all of the games.
Love that.
Or you get a family pass for $150 for a family of 4.
That's very
access
fair.
to all the remaining games. You can upgrade your seats and probably some other stuff too. But, and the promotions coming up. Let's see what's on that July 3rd. That's an Indianapolis Indians playing then. Let's see.
Which I've seen them play up in Indy, and that's a fun game too. They're fun.
$3 Miller Lite and Coors Light from 6 to 9. $6 margaritas. $4 hot dogs, $2 popcorn, and $2 16-ounce Pepsis.
$4 hot dogs.
$4 hot dogs.
I love the hot dog. And what was the other thing? The pretzel.
$2 popcorn.
Oh, popcorn! Hey, there we go.
And then after that, yeah, they're having their big fireworks show. So
now that's family fun. Right there, and then you just sit
margaritas and popcorn.
You made it in life, right?
Where did the kids go?
Well, they've got a play area over there. They've got a really nice play area. It's got like I don't remember the rides, but yeah, they have a play area, so that's where the kids are at. And you're watching the fireworks with margarita and popcorn and a hot dog, right? Yeah. And don't even tempt me with a good time if they have a pretzel, right?
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do too. Yeah, I'm sure they do. So yeah. Anyway, fun time with the bats and watching the fireworks. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, they had a big event. Let's go back when Thunder was supposed to be going on. They were supposed to have the seats ready for Thunder, but of course we know Mother Nature, the weather didn't cooperate, so Thunder did not go on. But anyway, so this will be exciting, and looks like the weather's going to be nice. So far, so good. So
yeah, speaking of weather, the heat advisory was extended another day. And looking at our weather, it appears that we might have a chance of rain Friday night. Well, no, it's changed now. So sorry, no rain Friday night. No rain tonight. Well, there's a 24% chance of rain today between 3 and 6. Now, obviously, that's not very much, but And then Saturday morning, it looks like we're going to probably see some showers from about 9 a.m. off and on till early evening.
Okay.
Then again, that's dependent probably on where you're at and
if it happens.
So Monday, there's some chances of rain in the evening, starting about 6 o'clock, about 50% chance. Tuesday looks like it'll start off with, as that moves through, and should end by probably 11. And then, and the good news is we'll be in the mid 80s, but not maybe so much humidity, and then that'll probably build back up. Looking at next Thursday night, the 3rd, for that ball game, good weather.
Yay!
Be about 86 for the high, and then for the Pekin fireworks and for the Juice Box Heroes.
Yes.
Good weather, and then Friday they give us up until 8 o'clock, and we don't have a chance of rain. But let's look and see if we can see here. There's a 15% chance of rain on Friday, high above about 90. So it's going to be hot for the parade and
hot.
Sunday, hot.
It'll be so hot.
So hot. And then Saturday, 39% chance of storms and rain. And then Sunday the 6th, 60% chance. Monday and Tuesday in the 40%. So we might get some scattered rain that first week of July. So,
all right.
full week,
good news. We're having Taylor Humphrey. She'll be on Coffee Club in the morning with me, and she's going to be talking about all the great things going on at Pekin. She has worked hard, her and her whole team. The whole team has worked very hard to bring a beautiful 4th of July for us. And so the whole time, and exciting. So anyway, we're going to find out all about that tomorrow. So I'm excited to hear all the things going on.
And you did some investigative reporting this week. There was some folks that had talked about the condition of State Road 160.
Yeah, and there was a gentleman that actually had stopped me and said, you've not done much about that. And it wasn't earlier. If you go back earlier, there was a report I had done about it, but then I hadn't kept up with it, got busy, just life started going on, so much going on. But anyway, you can go back and now you can see the story on my website about it, and maybe hopefully get a little more detail about it. So
they were supposed to chip and seal from just outside of Salem to over on Henryville on 160, and apparently, according to the official state word, was that they are investigating what caused the damage to the roadway. It's pretty chewed up, and they're going back and starting to mill up the road. And the other night they'd got to they'd got to about Harristown where the railroad went through, and it looks like they're going on further. Once Sydney, this is Sydney Neerman, she's with NDOT. She said that once the milling work is fully complete, they'll have a temporarily reopen 160 to motorists, and then they would do a paving rehab project. So unofficially, though, they did the chip and seal during the rain, which caused some issues. So.
But they're aware of it, and they're working on it. So, I guess like we always say, and I know, people kind of like whenever we say this, but trust the process, just let it, they're aware of it. They were very kind. They were very, very much quick about getting back to me. So I think that speaks volumes. They know there's, it's like everybody, sometimes the weather does things happen. Anyway, life happens. So anyway,
and we all know we've had a lot of rain. So
we've had a lot of rain. There's been a lot of damage. There's been a lot of flooding. There's been a lot going on. So, and we know that like pavement, we just saw, or if you go on the walking trail here in Salem, all of that flooding just completely.
There's a slow dip.
Yeah.
They named that in my honor.
Slow dip.
Appreciate that. I've never had anything named after me before.
Slow dip. Anyway, so just be patient. I know, and it's hard, and I get it, but they are aware of it and they're working on it. So, and actually, when I was out there taking those photos, they were actually out doing stuff. So they're doing things.
Yeah.
So
far in June this month, we had over 5 inches of rain, about 5.25 inches of rain, and in May,
But have you seen the corn? The corn is corn is those gardens
because of these warm nights and warm mornings.
Yeah,
so
corn is happy.
You have to have so many growing degree days. I think over 70 degrees. Well, you're getting that.
Oh yeah,
almost 20, at least 24 hours a day.
There's beautiful gardens, great corn, a lot of.
And we had 8 inches of rain in May.
Yeah,
officially, and then 8.125 inches.
8 inches.
In April. Yeah,
wow.
8.25 in April, and then almost 7 inches in March. So we've had a pretty wet spring. Only about 4 inches in February. So that was mostly probably due to the snow.
Mother Earth needed it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, if we didn't need it, we wouldn't be getting it. Okay. So so anyway, so we're trying to stay on top of that one. So hopefully that'll go good. Okay.
And that's a pretty heavily traveled road. So they wanted to be sure to get that right.
Right, exactly. All right. Also, they actually, speaking of that, and and I feel like a lot of people are experiencing this. A lot of people that I've talked to, they're not getting enough rest. Okay, because it's 9:00 at night or 9:30, and it's still light. So I think people are staying up later. You know what I mean? It's midnight and you're realizing, oh, it's, it's dark. It's time to go to bed, right? So they found a new study on things that help you sleep. Okay. All right. So an apple a day might keep the doctor away, but there are other fruit that keep you from lying awake in bed at night. A study at Penn State found eating avocados might help you sleep better. Researchers had people eat one avocado a day for 6 months. I would not be unhappy about that.
How would you eat it? Would you?
Well,
if you're going to eat one a day, how would you ingest it?
Okay. Well, with my mouth.
Would it have 3 cheeses or 4 cheeses?
Yeah. I think, well, like, hang on. I've not done it. This is so bad. Okay. But our girls do it. You take the avocado and you scrape it out, and then like you can put it on toast, or I like it just, like that. If it's a good avocado. Okay. You got to get a good one. They're supposed to find out that, okay, hang on. They were surprised, or hang on. For eating avocado for 6 months, and they were surprised to find out that their sleep improved. It also lowered people's cholesterol, which they were expecting, but they're not sure why it helped them sleep better. The best case is that all the extra nutrients avocados have. This is brought to us and sponsored by avocados. Just kidding. They're loaded with fiber, potassium. We need that. Folate and vitamin K, and other good stuff. The same research is needed to figure out exactly why avocados might help. But sleeping well is important for your overall health and aging. So it could be as easy as a way to improve your health in general. I don't think anybody would argue that eating an avocado or actually if you don't eat one every day, but just adding more to your diet would be a wrong thing, right? Yeah. I think there'd be health benefits and it would be good. Now, how would you eat it? I know with a bowl of chips.
Does guacamole count?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Oh, can't stop.
I don't know what all you put in guacamole. I guess, what do you put in?
I don't want to know. I know there's some things I just don't want to know what all's in here because
4 cups of sugar.
Yeah. When we have one of our daughters has lard. And she uses lard to cook with a lot. And she'll bring us the best stuff and we'll eat it. And then we'll ask. And then she'll say, oh, it had lard in it.
Oh, this isn't bad.
Okay.
Onions and tomatoes.
Can do all that.
Fresh garlic seasoning or salt and pepper.
Good.
And lime juice. And that says it keeps the guacamole from turning brown.
See, that's stuff. Now I can do all that.
That's pretty easy. You can. As they show on the commercial on TV, they make it fresh daily and they show them in the big bowl.
Oh, yeah. And, that does look like a big bowl of that.
Yeah. I'd take some of that.
With a big chip?
With a few chips, yeah. A few chips translates into half a bag, by the way.
Once you stop, you just can't stop. Or once you start, you can't stop. So, I think we need to increase our avocados, okay?
Now, what's an avocado run about?
I don't know what
I know if you buy the guac at the store, it's kind of pricey. So
yeah, but the health benefits. But hang on, here's what they're always saying: it's cheaper than going to the doctor.
Is that cheaper than a copay?
I don't know. It's
copay. That's cheaper than that's how we measure healthcare now.
Cheaper than going to the doctor. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with having an avocado at all. No, not at all. Sounds good to me. But I also
I don't think we need an avocado to go to sleep. This heat's taking care of that.
I know. Yeah. But I think also, speaking of that, we've been hitting watermelon hard and we got the biggest watermelon. It's a torpedo
it was 3 feet long. I swear it was 3 feet long.
It literally I pick it up. Well, first of all, I feel, I always feel like I'm pretty strong.
Which was a feat in itself.
No, you don't even know. Yeah. So then when I put it in the cart, it's from the top of the cart to the bottom or what is it called? How do you measure the cart?
Length.
The length of the cart, it is in there.
Oh, seriously,
no, it really was. It was the length of the cart.
It would have been at least 30 inches, not quite 3 feet.
Yeah, the length. 30 inches. If there had been a watermelon, if there had been a contest, I would have entered that. Absolutely. I would, now I'd have been transparent. I'd have said I didn't grow it, but I definitely bought it. And anyway, getting ready. And then here's the wonderful thing: not only was it huge, It was delicious. We finally got a really good one. That was really good.
Yeah, we had a
So,
stinker.
yeah, we had.
It was beautiful on the inside, but it had no taste and it was dry.
Oh, it was. Oh,
it was like eating, I don't know what, styrofoam, red styrofoam.
I don't know. Yeah. It went back to dust. It had to go. You must go.
Even the possum would need it.
No.
He come up, knocked on the door, and said, "What
are we doing? What are you?
What kind of crap are you feeding?"
Don't ever do this again. Okay, Vig. When Vig makes the scene, when Vig throws a fit, it's bad. Yeah. Anyway, but they've redeemed themselves, and the watermelons are delicious and very good now. So, yes, I put my suggestion. Yes, they are delicious, big and delicious. For anybody planning a big 4th of July celebration, or just going out for a celebration, or just wanting to have some fun for supper.
You know what I always wanted to see?
What do you always?
You've seen these galvanized tanks, and I've seen there used to be. It seemed like there was an ad where they had that thing full of ice, and of course it had melted, so it was ice and water, and they had watermelons in it. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine that ice cold coming out of there?
Yeah, yeah, and then cutting it right open there. Yeah, it's so funny though. Like families, everybody's family does different things. I always say that, whenever, like when you're growing up, wait, we'll put a pin in that. This might be our guy. And let's see if we do have him. And hang on. Good morning. Is this Brad?
It is. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you doing, Brad? Brad Stine, and glad to have you with us this morning. Thanks for calling in. And where actually are you at right now?
I am actually in the middle of preparing myself to come to Indiana. It's kind of like my prayer closet with fasting and sackcloth. I'm walking through a store so that I can be ready to bring some comedy.
I love that. All right. Okay, we're having a little trouble hearing you. Okay, you're going to be, I love the prep work, getting ready. You got a big concert tonight then.
Yes, hang on one second. I think what I might be able to do.
Okay.
Is help you. Does that make it better? Can you hear me better?
Oh, absolutely. Much better. Yeah, nice. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So as I said, and you probably couldn't hear me very well, I went out to take your phone call and it began to storm and I'm halfway from home. So it's kind of a Dorothy thing. I'm looking for Kansas, looking for Oz, and stuck. But hey, cannot wait to get there. I will be in Orleans tonight, and we will be doing my last one with legal comedy. So if you want to see comedy that was doing conservative Christian comedy before it was cool, you're going to want to see God's comedy. Brad Stine. I'll be here tonight and tonight only.
I love that. Brad, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this?
Into what? This terrible dilemma of the storm I'm in? What you're talking about? Are you putting me down?
Yeah.
Making the wrong call of walking outside in the middle of a radio interview?
Yes, Brad. Yes. Yeah. No, exactly. How did you actually come about becoming a Christian comedian?
Well, I really started out just being a comedian that happened to be a Christian.
Okay.
And you know what I found out in life? When God calls you to something, it's without repentance. You kind of have to do what he said. I mean, you could walk away and not listen to him, but what I found out is you end up on the beach in whale vomit enough times. You start going, maybe I should head to Nineveh. So what happened was my stand-up comedy career, which was on television and mainstream comedy as a Christian. I was in the mainstream nightclubs, so no cursing, no sexual jokes. I mean, it was always based on my faith of how I did comedy, but I wasn't really making it a ministry. And what God said was, I want you to go to the church. I'm going to have you work in my people's sanctuary. And I want you to inspire them. I want them to laugh, but I also want them to get used to seeing that there's other ways I communicate to people. I use different flavors, different packages, and we're going to use comedy sometimes. I have to say some hard things to inspire people to deeper walk with Christ, to become disciples, and all that in a comedy show. So clearly, I didn't see it coming either. But really, my idea of fully committing to my career becoming my ministry happened, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when I understood what was at stake. But I've been on this journey for about 20 years.
I love that.
And
my thing is, don't you think it's very unique? I mean, because how many times do we hear, and let's just talk about the real world we live in. You know, everybody thinks that to be funny or to make a funny or to make people laugh or whatever, that you have to go with that off color, the stuff that's not necessarily appropriate, or that sense of humor. And isn't it refreshing to find that we can have that belly laugh and we can have all that fun and we can do it in a clean way and actually hit home with a lot of people?
So there's a few presuppositions there that we're going to have to, unfortunately, unpack. One is that clean and appropriate and everything is what people want. Well, Christians do, and
right. Exactly.
People of virtue do, and people who love great comedy but don't feel like they need curse words and swear words and subject matter and sexual innuendos and so forth. Yeah, they want that type of comedy. And by the way, much more difficult to write clean comedy than dirty.
Sure.
What happens is people have accepted that this is what is true. Why? Because the people that give us access to the information, the entertainment business, the networks, the record labels, the television shows, and this and that, they make those choices. They give the people what they want us to have. And what you need to do is stand strong to what you believe is true, but you have to compete at the highest level. You still got to be funny in comedy or you don't work. So you simply let God give you wisdom and creativity. There's a Christian comic who's blown up huge in the last few years, Nate Bargatze. You might have heard of him. He's a Christian, and he is absolutely killing it. So God can, if you are true to your call and to your faith, God can use you. And so I think what we're learning is if you show people that you can bring the same quality and sophistication, which is all I ever wanted to do. I didn't want to be a church comic. I didn't want it to be corny. I wanted it to be type of stuff you would see in a nightclub, but without compromising my faith and standing up for my values, my philosophy as a conservative, and standing for those values, my free speech. That's what legal is all about, is standing up as a Christian for what is true, no matter what people think. So it's much deeper than people are used to. And I promise you, you come out tonight to Orleans. And by the way, a lot of the tickets are, I don't know how many you got left, but anyways, I would say get in now. But you can bring anybody. They won't be offended by the language, but you are going to hear truth and sarcasm and satire against this crazy culture and some of the crazy things that have happened to our nation in a funny way, but also you're going to be challenged to give your life as fully all in to Jesus. So that makes it a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Now, I also, Brad, I wanted to say welcome to our show. And as a fellow Hoosier who grew up in Bremen, Indiana, what was it like?
Indeed.
What was it like growing up for you in Indiana?
Yes, I was born in Bremen. Well, actually Plymouth, because I don't think they had a hospital when I was born in Bremen. I think they had an outhouse, and that troubled a lot of things. But I ended up in Bremen. I thought Plymouth was the hospital. But anyway, I was born and raised as a young boy in Bremen, right up by South Bend. But then we moved to Southern California when I was like 9. So spent a lot of years in California. But anyways, I am a Hoosier, and I got to say, listen, my grandparents were farmers. I grew up with that kind of blue collar, Christ follower, moral, virtuous, good citizen. I was taught all that in Indiana by people who worked the farm and worked the land. So, it's become part of my life. I didn't know I was going to be in all 50 states. I didn't know I was going to go around the world. Didn't know I was going to have 7 albums out. Didn't know I was going to have 20 movies I've been in. Didn't know I was going to be on network television. Didn't know I was going to write 2 books. Sure. I didn't know any of those things were going to happen when I was starting. but it did. And it happened because I am here to speak God's word and to represent him the best I can in a very unorthodox style. I am not the safe Christian comic, so if you're looking for that guy, I'm dangerous because I have a lot to say. But it does seem to help people, inspire them to be unapologetic about their faith and to stand strong in standing up for what they believe.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be well received. I think that's going to be, and I think it's refreshing. Again, I said that earlier, but I think it's refreshing to find that and to get that sometimes everybody's so serious, and I feel like we're in a time where we need to be laughing. We know that the season of joy and laughter is so valuable and so important for people. And it sounds like you're going to bring a lot to the table tonight, Brad.
Well, I hope so. I mean, people say, "Hey, are you going to make me laugh?" Well, I hope not. I hope you want to. I hope you come here deciding. I think I'd like to laugh this time. If I have to force you to laugh, maybe you need to get some counseling. But I do want to bring it laughter. But like I said, what's interesting is for so many years, like you said, the cursing guy, the really blue guy, the really, inappropriate comedy has been de rigueur in America. It's been the status quo. And so, if you're a Christian and you want something that is just as sophisticated, just as curious, just as interesting, just as, pushing the envelope as all the other guys, but it stands for your faith this time, and dignifies your point of view this time, and dignifies, how you see the world this time, then this is for you. This is what I would call to do. And I hope that I'm able to, as you can see, I have children that are going past me at reckless speeds. Again, you caught me on my walk.
I love it. I hope they're just completely all over you right now. I hope
they are having the time of their life. And why wouldn't they? I'm the greatest grandpa that ever existed.
Well, there you go. You are the sun, and look at all of the little planets running around you.
Amen. Now that's my little Galileo. Thank you.
I love it. Well, that to me, that is a great sign. Whenever children, I'm a huge fan of children, and when children want to be around you, there couldn't be any better of a sign that you might be doing something right.
I think Jesus kind of said the same thing. It's like everybody was like, "Get the kids out of here." Jesus was always like, "You know what? You're actually closer to the kingdom of heaven than you are," because they're innocent. It's the only time in our life that we're innocent is when we're kids, and it's a special time that we get to look at the world with wonderful eyes, older. We lose some of that, and you go and reclaim that, the mystery of God, and the fascination of them, the difficulty, and it is hard, by the way.
Sure.
Christianity, to become a Christian is very easy because Jesus does all the work. You just accept it. Becoming a disciple, that'll be the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. Christianity is supposed to be hard, and in the American church for so long, we made it easy. We acted as though there was nothing at stake. Well, if we haven't seen in the last few years, everything's at stake now. We have to face the same persecutions that our brothers and sisters throughout the world have. And so, again, look, you're going to have fun. Yep, we're going to laugh. Yes, it's going to be funny. But like I said, my particular call is to the church. It's to inspire them to get all in. So it is different, and it's unique. And I think if you have somebody that kind of like didn't think Christians could be cool or sophisticated or something along that line, bring them to the show. These are people that maybe are more conservative, but they're not Christ followers. Bring them to the show. This is the chance to plant those seeds. But
love that.
We're going to laugh, and we're going to make fun of the crazy. And I don't have to go into.
I love that. No, you go. I love that, Brad. That's exactly right. Well, it's. They're all gift from God. And people, if we watch, humans, I mean, we all have flavor, we all have differences, and I love laughing at, at just life and how we're all so different.
Amen. And that's really part of the fun of all this is, we love the differences in everything, in the sky. We love the differences in the flowers and in the plants and the jungles and in the mountain ranges. We just have a problem with the differences in people, and that is
I agree. No,
God.
yeah.
But, God made them too.
Yeah.
So, we will discuss these ideas, and we will find the community that means that Jesus is God, and that the Father said we're all from me. So we're all related. And that's what Christianity taught the world that had never been done before. We all come from the same God. That's we're all in the same family. So again, this is deep stuff. But what happened was my comedy was fine, and I was on a lot of the television shows in the 90s when they were doing a lot of the secular channels. And I was on the big ones, even at the Improv and MTV Half Hour Comedy, everything along that line. But I just got to a place where I'm like, there's more to life than laughter. Laughter's great. God taught me, he's like, look, your gift isn't comedy. Your gift is communication. Comedy is the package it comes in. I'm using your style to tell my story. And so that's kind of where my career has landed into a ministry. And, it's exciting. Love to get back to Indiana and see my people and where I started. But also, like I said, I'm looking ahead to my final land of existence. And so along the way, let's have some laughs. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about things. Let's stand for courage and say what a heart. It's up for the church to rise up right now in this nation. It's up to the church to rise up with this little reprieve, with this new administration. It's up to us to decide if we're going to absolutely stand for the principles that Christ has given us. So again, it's not a show like you've ever seen before in comedy, but I promise you, you're going to love it.
I love it. And so it's going to be in Orleans tonight, which we love Orleans, and it's a beautiful place and some great people there. So it's going to be a blast. The drive is beautiful to Orleans. And do they need to get tickets at the door, or I can find out more about that?
You can get them at the door. You can walk up if you haven't done them yet. You just heard about it. By the way, if you haven't heard about it, God has a word for you. Locust. So get your tickets immediately. I sent locust and boil. So you better get moving. But, buy them for your family, right? For your neighbors. Don't just ask them. Buy them. Say, come on, I'll bring you.
I love it.
But you also, I believe they have a ticket base as well. You can get them online. I don't have that link because I'm walking, but look it up.
Yeah, we'll get that.
You'll see where you can take it. Or just come to the door.
Yeah, the price is right, and it would be nice. Everybody has too many whatnots, and if you're looking for a birthday, anniversary, or just because, or a random, I always love purple cows, just doing something for someone. The price is right. Grab a friend, like you said. Let's head on over to Orleans and have some fun and enjoy a beautiful night with you, Brad.
Well, you know what? One of the things that I will say is I've learned over the years that Christians have two ways of protesting things about the culture they don't like. You can either get a sign and complain about what you don't like, or you can get your pocketbook out, your wallet, and invest in something you believe in. Yeah. So if you want more clean comedy, more Christian uplifting entertainment in Orleans or anywhere around there, just show up. Show that there's a market here. I mean, I hate to be that crass, but you kind of have to show that there's something here that people want, and more will come. So it's like being a missionary to America. Show up, put your money where your mouth is, and let's have a blast.
I love it. And it is a fundraiser for the Orleans Church, which we love that. And what a blessing for them to bring you to our wonderful area so we can all enjoy. So hats off to the church for, to doing all of the steps they did to get you, Brad, and for you to be there, and wonderful for, for them to showcase and to show their beautiful church too. So.
Well, and I forget, you're also rewarding their pastor.
Yes.
And their ministry for taking a risk and saying, you know what? I think our people would like something special and different, and we're going to show that Christians can laugh too, and that we also can bring something to the community that people want.
Absolutely. All
Good
right.
deal.
Well, Brad, listen, enjoy your walk. I love that. I love an early morning walk, and it sounds like you're having fun with the kids, and you'll be all happy and you'll be ready for a great night tonight. Sounds like you're actually starting off the morning, attitude of gratitude and the right direction.
Well, listen, I've heard of New Orleans, but apparently this one is Old Orleans because you don't even have a preface. So
Well,
I'm going to Old Orleans, and I can't wait to get there. So hopefully there'll be gumbo. And if not,
well,
No gumbo.
it is Indiana.
well, and I was gonna say we'll have corn. You'll see corn. There's more than corn in Indiana, though, Brad. But no, I was gonna say, and no, my favorite is the when you talk New Orleans, the beignets. Yeah.
Okay.
But none of that. But you know what? There's so many sweet people over there. You're not going to miss anything there, Brad.
Amen, man.
Yeah.
I hope everybody brings a casserole. That's
yeah, you're going to get, yes, you'll get casserole. Yes, we are the casserole capital. Let me tell you, there'll be casserole, which, you can't beat a good casserole, and a lot of squeezing, a lot of loving, a lot of hugs. So,
amen. Well, I can use all the hugs I can get. Trust me.
Absolutely. We all can. Brad, keep up the great work. Thanks for
Awesome.
giving us a call this morning, and keep doing what you're doing, hon. Okay.
We'll see you all tonight. Thank you.
Sounds
Okay.
great. Bye-bye. All right. Wonderful.
It says they have just a few tickets left, so get over there. We'll share the link here in a little bit, and you can get your tickets to get over there and see that.
Yeah. And what time does it start again?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Which would be good.
Yeah.
It'd be good. Good time. Good
We'll
time.
probably do, I don't know what, maybe about an hour.
Probably.
Get you
Yeah.
home before.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll be home before dark.
Yeah,
Especially now.
Especially now. Yeah. That's exactly.
Anyway, that's going to be fun. So exciting time. And I think that he's got, I think that's, I don't know. I had a professor years ago who said, anytime you want, to get someone's attention or, make a wonderful statement, you have to say a curse word, to get it out there. And he's just proving that you don't have to. So I love that. Love that. Love that. All right. Something else, we're going to switch gears here, which appreciate that. And it sounds like he's going to be fun. I like that he's doing that morning walk. All right. So here are some best and worst states for road trips. I love a good road trip.
Yeah.
We've not done a good road trip lately. Okay.
No, we have not.
And we are long overdue. Okay.
We need to do a road trip.
They did a study.
Throw a dart at the map and we'll go.
I'm with you. That's the way to do it. Here they did a study on states for a summer road trip, and they just came out some of the best and ranking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the number one, Delaware is America's first state. Delaware. It isn't super shocking. It's so small that you could drive across the whole thing without even realizing it. Okay. The study looks at different factors in these categories: cost, safety, and how many attractions or activities there are, like national parks, amusement parks, beaches, lakes, and scenic drives.
Now, does it list their attractions?
It just the study that what they're basing on, like the best road trip. Like if I said what's the best road trip, and you said, well, why did you pick that? And the reason they picked that is because of the cost, safety,
I didn't know
activities, parks, amusement parks, beaches. I think Indiana would have to be. I can't wait to see. I have not pre-read this because I'm thinking like our amusement parks. We have Holiday World, and people go crazy and love Holiday World. We have some wonderful beaches. We have some great lakes. We have scenic drives. I mean, I think we check all
museums.
The beautiful museums. We also have national parks. We got Spring Mill down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of, we are like in the land of milk and honey here. According to the results, the best state for a summer road trip this year, usually I guess it's Delaware, but this year it's Minnesota. From Minnesota. The worst, hang on. And the worst state is Delaware.
Oh.
Okay, it was. Okay, hang on. It was ranked the worst state. Oh, that's not nice for Delaware. The 10 best summer road trips for 2025. Minnesota.
That one doesn't come to mind. That didn't pop out to me as someplace to go. Delaware.
Well, Delaware's the worst.
That's what I'm,
okay.
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Minnesota on number one doesn't pop out to me.
If you want to fish, then that's and go eat at Paul Bunyan land. then go for it.
Okay, so you have so oh, don't even tempt me with Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan
Babe the
restaurant.
Blue Ox, yeah.
Oh,
Up in around Bemidji, Minnesota, somewhere.
well, I was thinking Wisconsin up there.
Well, they might have one.
They do. We've been there. I've been there. Sorry, Minnesota. Our family used to go.
You got to say it when you do it. You have to say it. Minnesota.
I'm from Minnesota. New York, Ohio, Utah, which we had never been to Utah,
I've been to Utah.
but it was so much fun. And the air, remember how clean the air was?
Yeah.
Air was beautiful. Louisiana,
been there.
I know we do love a good road trip because that's when you can stop and get all of those po' boys.
The best po' boy was
a laundromat. I'm washing my sheets and I'm eating a po' boy.
And you could even get a bag full of crawfish to take home with you.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Florida, we do. I've taken many road trips to Florida. Idaho, Texas.
Been to Texas.
Drove that.
Not driven, but
yes, we have. We drove to Texas. Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe did we fly and then we
drove to Waco.
Okay, that's it. Okay, we drove to Texas, but we didn't drive to Texas. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
It was a pretty good little drive from Dallas to Waco.
That was fun though. North Carolina, and I have drove Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was for the tower, getting tower parts. Remember?
Well, also we drove across Pennsylvania going to New York.
Oh yeah. Pennsylvania was a little bit. Okay.
Don't say it. We're being clean.
Yeah. The 10 worst states. I was not going to.
Joking.
The 10 worst states for road trips are Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, Montana, Hawaii, California, New Mexico, Arkansas, and Maryland. Okay. Louisiana is the cheapest road trip state. Okay. Idaho is the safest.
Okay.
California has the most stuff to do. If you're wondering, the least safe states for the road trips are New Mexico, South Carolina. Now, we went on South Carolina. I didn't find that. I don't know. Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, I guess it's kind of getting
least
some bad.
Safe.
No, these are the least safe. Yeah. Okay. States the least stuff to do: Vermont, Rhode Island, and sleepy Delaware. Well, that was harsh. Somebody had it in for Delaware there, I guess, right? I don't know.
Delaware's like the tube sock of
I don't understand all of this.
I
don't know. I don't know. I don't care where we're going. I like a good road trip.
The nice thing, if you drive to New Orleans from here, you're gonna go Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and then so you're going to go through 6 states to get to New Orleans. That's kind of cool that you can.
It's fun too. Yeah, it's a fun road trip. Yeah. And each state's got fun things to do, I feel. Yeah, I feel like that's a fun trip. I don't have any.
And it's really not when you get into Alabama, it's fairly quick to get to Alabama, but then then from there down, it's kind of a little bit of a.
Then if you go the other way, if you go to Orlando, if you go to Florida, Georgia, Georgia is on your mind for a long time. It is. All right. How many cuts, scrapes, and bruises do you feel like you'll have in your life?
Hundreds.
I want to say, it says here 4,000. I suffered before I was 10 years old. I had 4,000 cuts, scrapes, and bruises in my life. That's to me. I mean, I'm not trying
Brad Stine Band-Aids held you together.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't even actually. A lot of times I won't even know cuts, scrapes, bruises. I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's just part of it.
Oh, and it's a poll by a Band-Aid company. So
yes. How apropos is that? But here was my childhood. We rode bicycles, which had many bicycle wrecks, right? Many cuts, scrapes, bruises. Just get back on and go. We played outside all the time. And the activities until dark. So, when you play it hard and you play rough and you take it, I can't imagine not having several scrapes, bruises, and cuts in your life, right? That's just part of it.
And we're talking about maybe getting bikes, and I don't know that I want to have bumps,
Scrapes and bruises.
breaks.
Oh my!
Oh my. Well, surely, we're not like.
Oh, come on! No, we can do it. Yeah. Back then, I feel like, okay. Remember on the walking trail, the dip where back years ago, I would have ramped that. I would have ramped
that like a beast.
Oh, I would have ramped that. Yeah, I mean, back years ago, you would have ramped things. You did stuff.
Want both wheels in the air when we.
Oh,
that.
Yeah, I want to see you do the twist. That'd be like the bedrock twist.
I'll be down on.
Yeah. Please don't do it till I have my video camera ready, or before I have my phone ready. Don't you dare.
Call the ambulance.
Up in the air, the bedrock twist. Okay. A new poll, who's actually by Band-Aid brand, found the average adult suffers 35 scrapes and bruises each year. I believe that. So we're injuring ourselves right around 3 times a month. Okay. Kids even have more injuries and are prone to that because they're active. And when you count all the old injuries, the study found the average American ranks 4,000 cuts, scrapes, and bruises over the course of their life. I don't know how you determine that, because like my scrapes, bruises, I wouldn't have there's no way we didn't have records back then. I didn't like, I got a scrape today, I got a bruise. I mean, right? The most common reasons.
Your dad kept track. Well, Becky, you're
I don't think that was on my dad's to-do list. Okay. I think it was, come on, get in the car. The most common reasons we are injuring ourselves are we get distracted and aren't paying attention. A story of our life. Okay. Hello. General clumsiness. Hello. Yes. More stories of our life as the world turns. And kitchen related incidents. Oh my goodness, absolutely. How many times have we sliced ourselves in the kitchen? Well, it happens, right? That's like, I mean, you don't want it to, but it happens. We also have plenty of near misses. 80% of us have almost injured themselves while using their phone. 32% said it happened while walking and texting, which almost happened the other day when I almost fell in the dip. The slow dip. 24% while talking on their phone. 19% scrolling through social media. The last stats that they have, the poll found 1 in 4 people worry about other people judging them as weak or sickly if they have a Band-Aid on. Oh, I don't think that. That's a point of pride, right? What'd you do? I don't look at anybody as weak or sickly on that. But the other end of the spectrum, 1 in 8 want to ask about the injury. Well, sure. What happened? What'd you do? What'd you do now? Here's the biggest one I get. What'd you do now? The word now has to come in at the end. You're okay with what'd you do, but now, right? Too much. That's too much. That word that did not have to end the sentence. The sentence could have said what'd you do, period.
Something's happened before.
Yeah. The word now did not have to come about. Okay. So yeah. What's your take on all that? Do you feel like you're hitting the 4,000 mark in your life? For cup scrapes.
Let's divide that out. Since
it's 3 a day.
I'd say 30 years of weed eating.
Oh my gosh, your legs. Yes, you always. Every week you have like scratches.
Bruises and scrapes.
You're like tiger striped over there sometimes.
Let's see.
That weed eater always wins with you.
So 4,000 divided by 30 years is 133 a year. So divide that by 12 months.
Yeah.
And that's 11 a month. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think I've hit that.
Yeah.
Just in 30 years. Yeah. I'd say. And I'll probably have quite a bit more.
Oh, you've only yet begun.
Only yet begun. I've only weed eated 4 or 5 times this year.
Oh, there's many more to come. Yeah, the weed eater gets you every time. Yeah.
Well, you kick up a rock and.
Yeah, we have several of those. Yeah. Real quick, we got to get out of here. I know it's time. Real quick. Okay.
Chainsaw is a fun one when you.
Oh, those
get
chainsaws.
Get it against you wearing pants and you get it
Oh,
against your
don't
pants
even.
and it eats through and just gets a little bit of a cut on your leg and you think, thank you Jesus that didn't cut my leg off.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of ways to get injured.
And they make special chaps that you're supposed to wear when you chainsaw. But does anybody really wear those?
Well, I don't think it's not like people are going to take time to suit up. I feel like people. I'm not. No, I think you should.
You see them through the window and you think, I don't want to go cut that off.
Oh yes, you don't. Yeah, nobody's going to suit up. You know what I mean? Like you should. You know what I mean? So but you should. Okay. At the time, General Custer had his last stand against the Native. I love this. Do you know how many times I've had Custer's last stand over here? Have I not said that? Do I not talk about that all the time?
How many times are you going to have your last stand?
I'm trying.
That's what his wife told him.
Okay.
Is this your last stand, or are you going to have another one after this?
There's going to be a plot twist. Okay, against the Native American tribes in the West, the Brooklyn. So you had that going on over there, but the Brooklyn Bridge was just getting finished in the East. Now, is that not fascinating? Yeah. Do you not realize what was going on right there? And that just, I think it's like, that's a mind boggler. Okay. Elvis, which we love Elvis. Thank you, Jesus, for Elvis. Elvis had, love that. Elvis had held 3 concerts outside the U.S. in his entire career. They were all in Canada in 1957, which we learned about that. If you learned about Elvis, he wanted to go further, but never got the opportunity.
That meddling Tom Parker.
There we go. Yeah. All right. We got to get out of here. Speaking of meddling, we got to meddle on to our wonderful.
Elvis might be alive today.
Oh, don't even. I'm so
Colonel
sad.
Tom Parker. Of course, also at the same
you
time,
never know. You can't say things like that.
He wouldn't have been Elvis without Colonel Tom Parker. So
yeah,
it was a two-edged sword there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's thank our sponsors.
That's Temple & Temple, Springs Valley Bank and Trust, Sneck Hospital, Louisville Bats, First Harrison Bank, McAllister Land Consulting, Marshall Monuments, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Mama Roses, and Americans for Prosperity, Salem Crossing, Walmart, and Meadowview Healthcare. And
tomorrow we're going to have Taylor Humphrey with the talking all about the 4th of July celebration in Pekin. I have to do it.
When she comes in, just play the song. Just play the music.
That was the cymbals. Yep. Okay.
You were the cymbals.
No, let's have the best day ever. Okay. All right. Gotta go. All right. Best day ever. Okay.
Best day ever.